This is Survival Radio Network. Thank you so much for helping us to reach over 2 million downloads. You're listening to The Paula G Show, where we expand the mindset through worldwide conversations. You can check out our previous episodes of radio and television shows by visiting paulagvoice.com. Also, you can visit the Paula G Show group page, where we have all of the shows listed in addition to other information. Our television shows can be viewed on Paula G or My Journey with Paula G business page. Also, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you're interested in exposure for your business, product, or service, you'd like to be a guest on the Paula G Show, email me, Paula at paulagvoice.com. Make sure you place in the subject line if you have a question or if it's a comment, you're interested in advertising, being a guest, something of that nature. So that'll catch my eye, okay? Also, shouts out to B First for the opening and closing theme music for the Paula G Show. His music can be found on Spotify, iTunes, and Tidal. Well, I hope you all are doing well in the midst of this worldwide situation that we all find ourselves in. And if nothing else, this whole experience, and I'm speaking to the presently in 2020, in the month of March, for those of you who will be listening to this in the future, we are experiencing this worldwide pandemic known as the coronavirus. And if nothing else, this whole thing seems to have brought us all together, because this virus is not prejudice. It is not prejudice of race, creed, color, gender preference. It has no discrimination whatsoever. Plus, we're dealing with it worldwide. So those are the two things that, if anything can come out of this, I hesitate to use the word good, but if anything can come out of this, it definitely has brought us together, and it has raised our awareness that we are all in this together. Truly, we keep hearing that saying that we're all in this together, but we truly are. We're all in this together, and we are all on this planet together. I can remember years ago during my time as a military spouse, and I've shared that with you all from time to time. I can recall traveling and living in different parts of the world and realizing, having had the chance to be outside of the United States, realizing, I remember saying to myself one time when we were living in Germany, and I said to myself, you know what? We are not the only ones on the planet, referring to being an American. We are not the only ones on the planet. There are other people, other cultures that are on the planet, and they too have aspirations and dreams and visions for their families. And one of the things that I've discovered in my travel around the world, living around the world, that at the end of the day, regardless of our culture or our languages, our philosophies, our religions, which we may or may not agree on, at the end of the day, the majority of us living and breathing on this planet, the majority of us want the same things. We want a good home for our families. We want good education for our students. We want good jobs so that we can make a living, that we can support ourselves. We want loving relationships, be they with family members or spouses. We want those same things. We want a good hug. We want we want to know that someone cares about us. Those basic things. So, I want you all to stay encouraged, and I want you all to keep that in mind. These certainly are difficult times, and I know there's been a lot of talk on social media, in the news about this virus. We're saturated with information about this virus, but also we see people encouraging us to use this time, for those of us who are staying at home, for those of us who are healthy, for those of us who are able to do so, to take this time, because we definitely don't have anything else to do. We can't go to work, can't go to school, can't go to the store unless it's necessary. In some states, people are on lockdown. They cannot leave their homes at all. while we are in this time of solitude, we're in this time of peace, we're in this time, and when I say peace, I mean peace being that, we're not running around going to work, going to soccer games, all of those things. We're really being forced to be still. I invite you to look at it as an opportunity to, first of all, rest, an opportunity to be still, opportunity to listen to that still small voice inside of you, an opportunity for you to begin to think about those aspirations, those dreams, those gifts, those skills, those things that you have always wanted to do but never had the time to do them or got frustrated because you were attempting to do those things while working a full-time job and taking the kids back and forth to their soccer lessons or whatever it is. You now have the time. You now have the time. Now, granted, those of you who've got little ones in the house, it might be a challenge, and I certainly understand that. But for those of you who may be empty nesters, your children are grown or they're old enough to navigate themselves, now may be your time. Now may be your time to write that book, to sit down in the stillness of the day, the quiet of the day or evening, and begin to write that book. Now may be your time to sit down and begin to write out that plan of what it is that you have always desired to do. If you've always desired to start your own business, now's the time to write out that plan. What steps do you need to take in order to start that business, and what steps can you begin to implement to start that business? It could be taking a class. Granted, you may not physically be able to go to a class, but perhaps taking a class online. YouTube has a wealth of information, y'all, and we know this. YouTube has a wealth of information. You can YouTube anything on the planet. One day I was just randomly YouTubing, searching for silly stuff, and I was just amazed at what is out there. I'm just saying. But, the point being is this is an opportunity for you to be still, an opportunity for you to really step out on some of those dreams that you have had. So when we do emerge from this, and we will emerge from this, when you do emerge from this, on the other side of it, you will be ready to hit the ground running. Hopefully, we'll have made some lifestyle changes, but you'll be ready to hit the ground running on that goal or that dream or whatever it is that you're wanting to do. I've heard of people that have begun to start their own business within the boundaries of this confinement that we're in. Some of those people may not return to their 9 to 5 because by the time we have the opportunity to do so, based on what we're hearing, they will have had an opportunity to really set the foundation for their own business or their own ventures. So I just invite you all to really consider that and think about that and to contemplate that. Also, in the midst of this, the flip side of that is there are so many of us that are affected by this. Family members that we're losing, friends that we're losing. We're not even able to reach out and touch and be with them, while they're in the hospital, or if they transition, we're not able to be with them. Family members, friends who are first responders, healthcare providers, policemen, firemen, military, all are being affected. That's very stressful. That's very stressful, and this is a very stressful time for those individuals, such that, I don't have time to think about, starting a business or working on my dream or working on my passion. I'm just trying to get through each and every day. We certainly understand that, and truly our prayers, when I pray every day, I just pray for all of those individuals that are so affected. We're all affected by this, but the individuals, like I said, such as the doctors and the nurses, the technicians, anyone and everyone, the custodial staff in a hospital, anyone and everyone that is affected by this, that is stressed every day, that has to go into the line of fire, if you will, every day. And that when they come home, we've heard stories of some of the doctors, the nurses, the first responders who, are really apprehensive when they come home. They like strip down at the door and head straight to the shower. We put those clothes that they've worn throughout the day in a plastic bag in their garage or outside the door, washing them separately. Some of them are sleeping in separate rooms just to reduce the possibility of infecting family members. This is huge. This is really, really huge. So our prayers go out to all of those individuals. We've heard about people in certain cities at certain times of day. They're coming out on their porches or opening their windows or their balconies, and they're cheering. They're hitting pots and pans and cowbells and instruments and all sorts of things to show their appreciation to the medical community, first responders, all of those who have to go into the line of fire each and every day. And from what we've heard, how we can help. A lot of people ask, how can we help? How can we help? From what we have heard, the way that we can help those of us who are feeling okay and are relatively healthy, they're telling us to stay home. I know it's hard. I know, but if this is how we can help them, if this is how we can slow this down, if this is how we can stop it, y'all, let's just stay home, stay healthy, give these individuals a chance to breathe, a chance to catch up, and a chance for us to defeat this. So I hope that has helped someone. Y'all be encouraged. There is life on the other side of this. Let's not allow ourselves to be consumed by the enormity of the moment, but we wake every day with gratitude, thinking of something that you're grateful for. Even though that we have to stay home, we've got electricity. Most of us, hopefully, we all got electricity. We got water running. We've got those basic things. It's not the easiest time, but we've got those basic things. So keep those things in mind. Stay positive. Stay encouraged. Reach out to me if you have a question, comment, concern. In the coming weeks, we'll be talking a bit more about this. All right, well, we're going to go to break in a little bit. And when we come back on the flip side of the break, we're going to be talking with a guest that has been on the show every year for probably the same amount of time the show has been on. And, I'm the type of person, I just get up every day and I just do what it is that I need to do. And it dawned on me today that today, April 1st, is actually, I believe it's the 6th year that I've been on air. I first came on April 2014. I think it was April 2014. First came on air, April 2014. My very first guest was Danae Badio McCrae. And Danae, if you're listening, thank you so much for being such a support throughout this journey. It truly has been a journey, and I've truly been appreciative and have just appreciated the opportunities to interview the individuals that I have had the chance to interview. So I'm truly, truly grateful for that. And shouts out once again to Mr. Clark Garrison, who is still recovering from surgery from a brain tumor. We wish him well, and we just pray for a quick recovery for him. All right, well, we're going to go to break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a bit, Mr. Bo Shell, and then after we talk with Bo, we're going to be have the opportunity to let our engineer, our very own Rosalind Cooper, she's going to share some things with you all, and we'll talk about that a little bit more when we finish talking with Bo. All right, so we're going to go to break, listen to a bit of Paula's perspective, commercial, a little bit of music, I think, if I have that in the right order. Rosalind, if I don't, you know what to do. And then we'll be back with Bo. All right, this is the Paula G. Show on Survivor Radio Network. We'll be back in a moment. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Paula G., and this is Paula's Perspective. What is your passion in life? What is it that gives you joy? What is it that you would do even if you didn't get paid to do it? What is it that you imagine yourself doing and you dream about? George Eliot states, it's never too late to be what you might have been. And as long as you're breathing and living, you can still fulfill some of those goals and dreams you set for yourself so long ago. Now, life has thrown some major curveballs, things that you never thought you could recover from, but look at you now. You are on the threshold of new beginnings. Yes, you. Don't be afraid to step out and try. Mistakes and failures may occur along the way, but it's part of the process. So embrace them, the mistakes and the failures. Learn the lessons from them along the way. Now, on the other hand, perhaps it is not quite your season yet. Perhaps you're not in the place or the position to begin to walk in your passion. So therefore, you have to identify the season that you are in. Now, it may just be your season of preparation. It is always said there's a time and a place for everything. And in the season of preparation, you can do something in preparation. Take a class, learn the business, practice, train, etc., all those things. When the desire is there, but the opportunity is absent, you can still prepare until the opportunity arrives. When the desire is there, but the opportunity is absent, you can still prepare until the opportunity arrives. So do something now to prepare for your tomorrow. This is Paula G., and this is Paula's Perspective. Music by Kevin MacLeod, Inner Light. Licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution. I am voice talent Paula G., and I would love to be a resource for you. Whether it's an intro, an outro, a commercial, PSA, tag, or more, consider Paula G. the next time you have an audition or voiceover need. Email paula@paulagvoice.com. And remember, it's the voice that counts.
Looking for a cafe with a home-like appeal where all who enter feel like they are part of something? Visit My Coffee Shop, located in Eastlake, Atlanta, Georgia. MCS has a full breakfast and lunch menu, offering both hot and cold options, and is home of the amazing basil lemonade. But don't forget their assortment of freshly brewed coffees. Come on by at 2462 Memorial Drive, Atlanta, Georgia, 30317. We're pretty sure My Coffee Shop at Eastlake will become your coffee shop, too.
Do you have tax issues, owe back taxes, or need tax relief? Contact L&B Tax Service today. L&B offers you over 15 years of expertise and first-class tax service for individuals, professionals, and business owners. With nationwide service, you can easily find a location near you. Contact one of our tax professionals through our website, lbtaxservice.com. That's www.lbtaxservice.com. L&B Tax Service Incorporated. Tax professionals that you can trust.
SRN Survival Radio Network.
And we are back, and that is former youth guest Jasmine Gent with Walk With Me, and she has also visited us during our Youth Entrepreneur Month. My next guest has been with us from the beginning. I think we both kind of started our respective journeys possibly around the same time, but he has joined us each year for our Youth Entrepreneur Month, in which we recognize young people who have started their own business or thinking about starting their own business. He has gone, and I won't steal his thunder because some of you are listening, and this is the very first time that you've had the opportunity to listen to him, so I'll let him share. But he has gone basically from a wagon, I believe, I know Bo will correct me, to a brick and mortar. And just a remarkable, remarkable journey. He's back with us to share with us a bit of that journey and also to share with us some of the latest events that are not so pleasant. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our resident youth entrepreneur, Bo Shell, the little ice cream dude. How are you, Bo?
I'm doing good, Miss Paula. Thank you for that wonderful introduction.
Always, always. It is well-deserved. It is well-deserved. How are you and the family holding up amidst this whole...
Yes, ma'am. I think we're doing very nice. And I think we're moving better than we were definitely during last week.
Okay. So do me a favor, because we do have some new listeners that are not familiar with who you are. Can we give them just a couple of minutes, just a quick oversight? I can't think tonight. Just a quick background of how you started, when you started, and what brought you up to actually opening your own brick and mortar. Because how old are you now? I should know this. 15, 16.
15. I'm a sophomore in high school too, so that's kind of around where my age is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess to give a quick synopsis, I have been working since I was 8 years old, and I started my business in 2012. It was first called The Little Ice Cream Dude, and it started when I asked my parents for an ice cream cart for a birthday present. Instead of a regular birthday party or some toys, I wanted them to spend money to get me an ice cream cart. And so I started off with a very small push cart that wasn't even a push cart before. It had been, you could say, transformed into one. But I've been working ever since. Around 2014, after that 2012 start, I got the Popsicle, which is a trailer that really widened as much as I could the ways I could sell my ice cream. And then I've been working ever since. And around 2017, I kind of started to focus my sights on scaling up, and I wanted to grow up into a big store, you could say. But I've been really, for a while at that time, been wanting to have a brick and mortar or a solid location, whatever you want to call it, for my ice cream. And I want to use it as what I'm using now, a base to really increase more income and revenue more than ever, and try to start a bigger, better company of what I started. And so that's Cool World. And so to explain, in 2017, I was able to, I'm sorry, I'm a little short-winded right now, but
right.
I started a crowdfunding campaign from November 2017 to the end of the year. And so I was able to raise $21,000 with the help of my community to put more fund and startup cash towards the shop. And so all 2018 figured out how we were going to really go about remodeling the shop and molding it into what the shop is today. And it took a little bit over a year, but in 2019, we were able to open the shop. And so that's kind of a quick flashback of what's happened. But one thing I would like to importantly highlight is that most things that I were able to scale up or even get a lot of times was by the community and people who wanted to support me throughout my whole journey. Every single time they could have gone to someone else, but they decided to help me, and they decided to spend their money on me and put their hopes in me. So I think it's important that all my community, and I think my community is just as wide as the city I live in, as much as the country I live in and the world I live in too. So a lot of people
and
from
it's testimony to, people have watched you over the years, so it's testimony to your commitment. I had the honor of being at that grand opening, and it was such a wonderful emotional event to really truly see a dream come true. So it really just speaks to the character of who you are as a young man, like you said, with the community coming together and supporting you and assisting you in making this dream come true. So thank you so much for that synopsis and bringing our new listeners up to speed. Share with us what occurred, and I know you've probably shared it, 1,000 times since. So I really appreciate you coming on and sharing again. But let us know what occurred last week.
Last week, to basically say, my shop was broken into, and someone I think that was desperate enough, who was really down on themselves, I guess you could say, was able to just steal only cash, but they also indirectly damaged my assets of ice cream and my equipment because of being there. And so we found that there were a couple of open coolers and of ice cream, like in the actual ice cream cabinet. So we had to make a real decision whether or not to keep the ice cream or not. And so I decided that I really wanted to make sure that everyone was safe, because we don't know if that person could have damaged the ice cream. They could have scooped their finger and they could have done something to it. And so I know that if I want not to eat it, or if I want my family to eat it, I definitely want my customers to eat it. So we had to indirectly, because of that person being there without us being on site really, we had to throw away all that ice cream. And we also had to really, I guess you could say we were a little discouraged because someone wanted to hurt us, especially at this time. And I know that my business isn't the best right now. There's a couple local businesses right now that have also been robbed. So we know that it wasn't just us, but still it doesn't feel good at all.
Right, exactly. And, you had to make a huge business decision, and like you said, discarding a lot of your product in the interest and safety of the community, which meant you then had to incur the expense of replacing the product along with equipment as well. So that was a huge decision, but a mature decision to make as a businessman. Also, in the process of this loss, something very sentimental to you was taken as well, and a lot of times I don't think people realize, there's value in sentimental items because they represent so much.
Yes,
they
ma'am.
represent so much. And share with us what that is.
So during the break-in, the robber, for some reason, I don't know, had set their sights on the tip jar that we've had. And I've had that tip jar just about as long as I can remember. I think 2013 was when we got it. But my cousins we took it's literally a water jug that we remodeled or reused for a tip jar. And so my cousins, they had taken time to write tips and put very nice decorations on it. And I've been using it ever since. And so they took their time to do that. And at that time, when the robber went in, we remember there being about $8 in the tip jar. And so it really means a lot to us. And I think even though there may have been $8 in that jar, it's still priceless. And so it's been to the point where some people had even offered us to really do tip jar search parties. And so they said, we want to, if we don't care about anything else, but just give us tip jar back and we'll be fine, because I think that's how priceless it is, and that's how far it's really come with me on my journey. And so me personally, I don't think that there was a really need to really take the tip jar. And
take the jar.
I can imagine that the person wouldn't understand. And I also could really only imagine they really didn't look around themselves when they were entering the shop, because there's so much of my story and so much of what I've tried to build with my community. I guess they didn't understand.
Right. Wow. So where are you now as far as, are you reopened? Two questions. Are you reopened, and what do you still need?
So I'm happy to report to you, Miss Paula, that I've actually been able to bounce back with the help of my community. And so the reason why I said earlier that we're doing better than we were last week is because my community really came to rescue me. Online, I had posted about what happened because I wanted to tell my community and everyone who supports me on Instagram. I posted an Instagram TV video talking about what happened. And so I guess you'd say what had mostly started a real campaign to really help me get all that was lost back was a school organization that's at my local high school. And so they wanted to support me, and they challenged some of my high school peers to donate some. And it kind of started more after that, and people started talking about it and telling people that my shop got broken into. And so my community really came to my rescue, and a lot of people really showed that they were supportive of me. And I think it really helped me know that, once again, it's not just me, it's my community too. And that also means that it's a community shop. And so that's what really, really came down to.
Excellent, excellent. And I understand too, I believe I saw where you had posted on social media that you were in need of a security system.
Yes, ma'am. To explain that, the real reason that the shop was able to be broken into so unfortunately was because we didn't have as much security as we need, and even a simple security system would have, I think, deterred the robber, the person, and suspect. But with the help of my community, I was able to raise $3,000, and so even though we're doing curbside delivery service and we're trying to stay out the way, in Georgia, I think they have put a shelter in place, so no more, I guess you could say, of my ice cream business, but only, I think, 4 different kind of places you can go outside of your house, and so we're going to have to come inside, but it's going to be in place on Friday, I think. But other than that, what I wanted to say was that I think now, especially with the help of my community, we'll be able to be safe because we know that we have a security system, and so we think that we are a little more prepared this time around. And so I'm happy to say that.
So you're saying as of Friday, because I wasn't quite sure where you were with that, but you're saying as of Friday there should be a security system in place.
No, as of Friday. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get you lost. I meant on Thursday in Georgia, the governor will announce the shelter in place, and then on Friday it'll be inspected by Georgia State Troopers. But today we have our security system up.
You do have it up.
We put it up today. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Because we do, I'm going to share this with you as well, because I put all this out on blast, and we have a listener, and his name is Freddie Smith. I'm going to send this information to your mother, but he is also in the business of security and cable television or telephone, one of the two. But he's also offering to assist you in that area if you have additional needs or further needs in that area as well. He's looking for some assistance. So I'm going to send that information over to you all as well, so that you will have that. Whether you need it immediately, or you need it in the future, or perhaps in addition to what you have. But he's willing, he's listening now, and he's willing to assist you. And again, his name is Mr. Freddie Smith. We want to give him a shout out for stepping up to the call, because I think I put a post out and it just simply said, this is our Bochelle, and he needs a security system. And Mr. Smith answered the call. So we just want to give him a shout out, and we want to thank him so much. And again, he's offering services for a security system and the free cable to go along with it. But I will give you that information, and you all can discuss that. So, Mr. Smith, if you're listening, Freddie Smith, thank you so very much. You have no idea, this young man. You have no idea. This young man is just amazing, and just very, very appreciative. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us, Bo? Because I know you probably have to, you still have some things that you need to do. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us? And thank you so much, because I know this is really a challenging time for you, and your evenings have been busy, so I appreciate you taking the time out to join us.
Besides saying thank you to you, Miss Paula, I would like to also encourage your message of staying in the house and trying your best to stay safe, even if you do have to go out. Me, my mom, my dad, we wash our hands hourly, minutely sometimes, trying to make sure that our customers are safe. And so we want to make sure that all of you are taking the steps so that even if you have to go outside, you won't have to be worried because you know that you're washing your hands or you're staying safe. You're doing what you need to do to keep yourself safe and help others around you. So,
yeah, and thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
And share with the audience so they can at least jot it down and keep it so that when we are able to get out and interact, that they can come visit your shop. Give us the address and website, social media, all that sort of thing.
I think the best piece of information about me you can find is my website, which is www.licencreamdude.com, which is littleicecreamdude.com. I'll say it one more time.
Yes.
www.licencreamdude.com. littleicecreamdude.com. Thank you very much, Miss Paula.
And thank you, and much love to Mom and Dad. I just love Grandma, the whole family. And again, once we are over all this, I am headed to Athens, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I can't wait to
love
see
you, Mom. Love you, Dad. Smooches.
Love you too, Paula. Thank you.
You are so welcome. And once again, a shout out to Mr. Freddie Smith. I'm communicating with him. And again, I'm gonna pass that information. I'm gonna text it to you, Mom. I'm gonna pass that information on to you as well. But like I said, once again, he has in the security business, security cameras and installation and that service. And when he saw the post on social media, he reached out and said that he would be listening tonight. So he is listening.
Thank you.
You are welcome. You are welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our very own Bo Shell, a.k.a. Little Ice Cream Dude. You heard it for yourself. I will be posting this link on the website. Please, please support. If you wish to donate, I believe you can do so. Let me see. Mom gave me that info. Cash App, Little Ice Cream Dude, LILICECREAMDUDE. Also Venmo, VENMO. Venmo, and that would be under Vicky, VICKIE Shell, or PayPal, lilicecreamdude@gmail.com, LILICECREAMDUDE@gmail.com. So those are some ways that you can give. You can check out his website, and then also I'll post it on my page as well. All right, well, we are going to go to commercial, and when we come back on the flip side of the commercial, our new segment that we're going to be having, and I'm excited about this and giving this young lady an opportunity to share her gifts and talents and expand on her gifts and talents. Rosalind Cooper, you heard from her last week. Was it last week, Rosalind? Week before last. Lord, I'm having a senior moment. And she shared some of her vision, some of her journey as well with us. She does engineer the show, and we've been so blessed to have her with us. I love all my engineers. Mike Barnes, he was with me from the beginning, and I love Mike and his family, and I'm so appreciative to him as well. Clark Garrison, he was engineering for a while as well before he became ill, and now Rosalind has joined us, and she has some aspirations of herself, and 2 weeks ago, that's right, she was on 2 weeks ago. She has some aspirations, so when we come back on the flip side, it's going to be a segment with Rosalind Cooper. This is the Paula G Show on Survival Radio Network. We'll be back in a moment.
If you're a content creator, social media socialite, influencer, or simply love to record current events, you need the joystick. The joystick is an essential tool for every type of digital content creator. It holds 2 or more mobile phones or tablets, allowing users to stream and record hands-free on multiple apps simultaneously. And it's lightweight and portable. For more information or to purchase your joystick today, visit our website at www.joystik.com.
Have you been recently discharged from your employer through no fault of your own? Or maybe you quit your job for good cause. If so, then you may be entitled to unemployment benefits. If you have been denied unemployment benefits, we can help. give us a call today. As a prior administrative law judge, I am confident that I can assist you in collecting the unemployment benefits you rightfully deserve. Free initial consultation. Be sure to call Unemployment Appeal Consultants today at 850-228-3556. Proudly serving the Georgia, Florida, and Alabama areas.
You may have heard the phrase, deals are done on the golf course, but do you know how that happens? The book 9 Holes, 9 Goals will provide hole-by-hole guidance on what to do and mistakes to avoid during a round of business golf. Pre-order your copy today at 9holes9goals.com because closing deals on the golf course is no longer just a phrase. You can do it too.
SRN Survival Radio Network.
To dance our way out of our constriction. Gonna be freaking up and down the hang-up alleyway. With a groove I only got, we shall all be moved. Ready or not, here we come, getting down on the one which we believe in. Can I get it on my good foot? Good God. By the time I got down one time, we're on the move. Take a step aside. Hey, don't tell me now. You more of what you're talking for. Don't tell me now. Do you promise the funk? The whole funk, nothing but the funk.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rosalind Cooper with your Cooper Connection on the second half of the Paula G Show. Before I get into my segment, I just want to make a correction on one of the ways to give to this young man, Bo. It's Venmo-Vicky-Shell. VENMO-VICKIE-SHELL. Vicky Shell. Once again, that's VICKIELL. Okay, I just want to talk to you guys for a moment about my story and how I got started in radio and how I got started in the entertainment business. And I just want to start with that at the age of 25, I was diagnosed with a mental health disorders, depression and anxiety. So that's what I'm going to focus on tonight, mental health. So before I get into that, I just want to say what depression is, the medical definition. Depression is a mental health disorder characterized by persistently depressed mood or loss of interest in activities, causing significant impairment in daily life. Anxiety is a mental health disorder characterized by feelings of worry, anxiety, or fear that are strong enough to interfere with one's daily activities. And I can attest to that because, you know, I was diagnosed at 25. I'm 34 now. And when I was first diagnosed, it was a very difficult time for me because I didn't understand it. You know, I heard about mental illness and, you know, when they diagnosed me with depression, anxiety, and another mental disorder that I'll speak about at a later time, it was just frustrating and it was kind of shocking. So the first thing I knew what to do was just to rush to get help. So they put me on medications, put me on a schedule of how much sleep to get, how much to eat, because the medication can put weight on you. So, you know, balance out your diet, and things that you do. Sometimes, just going to the grocery store can be a challenge, or going to the mall. There's so many people, and you feel like they're judging you, and that you feel that everyone is just coming on you all at once. But it's not just you, it's the illness. And it's an illness just like cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure. It really needs to be taken seriously, and I'm really happy that the conversation of mental health is starting to open up. People are starting to get more aware and understanding of mental health because it was such a taboo issue, especially in the Black community. But my daily struggles is, it does impair my life in some ways. Some things I used to do I cannot do anymore, and they tell me that, but I still try to do it anyway, with some setbacks, but mostly success. And I'm pushing through. I have fears. Anxiety is feelings of worry or fear. So I have a lot of fears that kind of holds me back. And, as I stated earlier, being in the entertainment industry, I want to be an actress. I want to be a professional actress. I've been acting since the age of 20, so I'm 34 for 14 years now. And I enjoy it. And I've been in plays, background actor, appeared in music videos, different things, avenues like that. And so, yeah, sometimes going to an audition is very nerve-wracking. I feel like I may not be good enough, and that's just the illness that's impacting your brain that's making you think these negative things. And the main thing I need to work on and do is to switch it around and flip it around. So anybody that's going through this, worries and anxieties, especially in this time right now, what we're going through right now, because I can tell you I'm highly afraid, but I try to keep the faith, and I try to know that God is still in the control and he's in the midst of it all. So I have to take my thoughts and switch them to positive thoughts and train my mind to do that, so it just doesn't automatically go to the bad side, or it doesn't automatically go to the worst side, like, oh my gosh, this happens. Because sometimes with anxiety, depression, and other mental disorders, your mind plays tricks on you, and it tells you things that may not be specifically true. And so how I deal with it is, yeah, I have fears. I'm definitely afraid of flying, definitely afraid of driving, but I do it anyway. I pray and I go on. I'm just, I just have a fear of flying because I don't really like heights. I love roller coasters and stuff. I know that's kind of funny, but I really don't like heights. And so when I'm flying, I don't like takeoff, and it's very nerve-wracking, but I, take my medication and I pray and I go on. And what really helps is seeing a therapist and a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist gives you the medication, and the therapist is the type of person that just sits and talks to you. And, you could tell them all their problems, all your problems to them, and they give you your opinions and ways and solutions to deal with it. So that's how I deal with my diagnosis. I take it one day at a time, take my medication when needed, put some restraints on me, not a whole lot. But, yes, back to the fear of flying, if I want to be an actress and they need me in California the next day, I'm going to have to get on a plane, and I would get on a plane. I'm just afraid to do it, but I still do it. So I know I have a lot of courage and I have a lot of determination, because as I stated previously on the last time I was on the show 2 weeks ago, that it took me 5 years to win Miss Ohio Teen for National American Miss. But I was so determined and persistent, I didn't give up. I knew one day I would eventually get it, and I did. And so I'm a very determined person. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to let this illness dictate to me how my life is going to go. I am Rosalind Cooper, and I have depression and anxiety, but they don't have me. And if anybody else is going through that, just know that you have that illness. The illness does not have you. And you just have to keep living. I drive everywhere in Atlanta. Atlanta traffic is horrible, but I drive everywhere. I have to go to appointments. I have to go to the grocery store, the mall, auditions, on set. as a background actor, wherever I need to go, I still do it. And the reason I have the courage is because I believe in God and Jesus, and I pray, and my faith, it wavers sometimes, especially when I was first diagnosed. It really wavered a little bit, but I was able to get stronger in my faith and get closer to God. And I feel like I'm closer to him than I've ever been, because I never really spent time. I was so go, busy, that the illness did kind of slow me down and make me realize, talk to God and have a relationship with him and read the Bible and do these things to strengthen you, and not just strengthen yourself physically but emotionally. And so that is what I pride myself in doing, and that's what helps me get through the day and get through life with this debilitating thing I have. But I need to know that I can't let it affect me, and I can't use it as a crutch. I have to keep going, keep pushing, keep moving. Life goes on, even after the thrill of living is gone, and you just have to keep going and don't quit. And, a lot of the Greeks out there know about don't quit. And if you're not Greek and don't know about don't quit, Google it. It's a poem not just for Greeks but for everyone. And everyone should read that poem. It's when things seem worse that you must not quit. It always seems like right when it is just horrible, that's when the breakthrough comes through. Because going back to my pageant, I had no clue I was going to win at all. My mind was not on it. I knew that I got in the top 20 and that I was just going to take my trophies, go out to eat, and call it a day. But they called my name. It happened when I least expected it. So that's when it happened. And so you have to keep going. You can't give up. You can't give up, even though I know you want to. Anxiety is so debilitating. It just makes your heart is beating. It feels like you can't breathe, and everything is getting dim, especially when you're having a panic attack. It's really hard. But if you are living with this illness or any other mental disorders, good for you that you're still going, that you're still fighting and living and doing what you need to do in life, because it's not easy. It's not easy at all, but you got to do it. If you want to live, if you want to be successful, if you want a life, you have to just keep living. And even without having anxiety and depression, I'm sure a lot of people are feeling anxiety about this coronavirus. This is terrible. I've never seen anything like this. I just saw a video or a picture of Atlanta, and the highway was completely desolate. Like, I've never seen that. I've seen Chicago just bare, nobody on the street. You go to the grocery stores, the shelves are bare. You never seen that. And so I'm just like, oh, my gosh, this is ridiculous. And I know our minds is thinking there's so many conspiracy theories or so many don't do this, don't do, that's trying to scare us. And I just say don't listen to that. Try to limit your news intake. I know it's good to know what's going on, but for me, the news is very depressing. And I cannot listen to the news for more than 10 minutes. So, I mean, if that's what you like, I know people like to be up on it, but the news is very depressing, and sometimes it stretches the truth a bit and makes things seem a little worse than what it really is. So just use common sense. And so we got to keep fighting. We got to keep living. Life is still going on. It's a little weird now. Everyone, me and my mom was discussing about the commercials. Even the commercials are different, they're not advertising products. They're talking about the coronavirus and how we're in this together. And I really like that saying, being in it together, alone together. I think that's VH1 or MTV. One of them has that. And, we have to be isolated. We have to be apart, but we are still together. And I know me and my line sisters, we just did a video chat over Zoom. And so we have the technology to still be connected. We don't have to be physically with each other, but we can still be connected. Things could be a lot worse. We could not have no electricity, no anything. So, yes, this is bad, what's going on in the world, and I'm learning a lot of people that I know are being affected by the coronavirus, their families, that I just want to, send the prayers up to them. And I'm sorry for your loss. And, people are losing family members. Family members are testing positive. And, I just lift everybody up in prayer. But we can't have a spirit of fear. We have to keep going and just take the precautionary measures to protect yourself. So in closing, I just want to say, even though I have depression and anxiety, I'm going to keep living my life, and I'm going to keep pushing and striving. Like, this is a setback. I can't go on set. I can't go to auditions because nothing's filming because of this virus. But, I'm taking this time to hone my craft. I do a monologue every Monday on my Facebook page, which is Roslyn Cooper, ROSLAYN COOPER. I do a monologue every Monday, so if you want to head to my page and check that out. I post it on Instagram. Also, my Instagram is RoslynWorld86, and I post it on YouTube. And my YouTube channel is Ros Cooper 08. So I just want to take the time to thank first God for everything and what he's done in our lives. And then I want to thank Miss Paula. Thank you so much for this opportunity to tell my story and to hopefully encourage others. And I'm just really appreciative of everything that you've done for me so far. And I'm really, really grateful. Thank you. And I just want to tell everybody. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just wanted to tell everybody that I know that we seem like we're in the tunnel, but always remember there's light at the end of the tunnel. Trouble don't last always, and we will get through this. Thank you so much.
Amen. Thank you, Rosalind. Thank you so much for sharing, for being, we always hear people say, they're being transparent, and you are truly being transparent. Thank you so very much for sharing that. I know you have blessed, many people with really what was your testimony, and also giving them feedback on how they can navigate through this. And as we continue forward through the month of April and continuing down the road, we will begin to hear more from Rosalind right here on the Paula G Show. We thank you all so much for joining us, Rosalind. Thank you once again for sharing. I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to your journey and what God has in store for you. Ladies and gentlemen, share this file. Please share this file. If you know someone that's struggling with mental illness, depression, please share this file with them. Also, if you are wanting to reach out and assist Bo, please do so. And one more time with the Venmo, and that's my fault, I apologize. The Venmo address is Vicky-Shell, Vickie-Shell, SHELL. That's Vicky, once again, Vickie-Shell, SHELL. Thank you all so much for joining us. Until next time, embrace the journey.